All right, it's been a minute, but he's back hanging out with us. We both got the memo to wear blue this morning, so there we go. And he's got a number 2 pencil in his hand that he probably wants to jam in somebody's ear right now, and it ain't mine. But don't tell me I'm wrong, Mike Nellis. Good morning, man. Welcome back to the show.
Might jam it in my own ear so I don't have to hear any of this anymore. It's good to see you, buddy. Not only did we get the memo on the blue shirt, but for folks who can't see it, we literally have the same color background too.
Yes, we do. And we were dancing. It was a John Candy movie. That's where it was. That's what you just in that moment reminded me of one of the moves that John Candy did in one of his movies. So there you go.
He's great. Have you just as an aside before we get into actual politics, have you watched the John Candy documentary that Ryan Reynolds
God,
made?
yeah.
It's so good. They were here at the Chicago Theater. I went to see the premiere of it. It was really, really good. I recommend everybody see it.
Yeah,
Today's episode is brought to you by John Candy.
John Candy's right. My wife and I watched it
on Amazon Prime.
It was very good, by the way. Well, hell, I was talking about the Blue Angels documentary that was very good as well that we watched this weekend. Listen, brother, I'm just gonna go right to it. Uncle Buck, yes, thank you. Devin just gave me a cue card. All right, here we go. I don't know where. There's a lot of things I can say about what's most recently come into your world, but the headline that I'll read is Trump is coming after my company now, and we're not backing down. So with that, I won't ask a question other than I'll make a statement. Tell us why, what, how this has come down. I won't try to explain it because it's your company that they're coming after. But I know our listeners will want to hear from you in terms of what's happening and how we're going to fight back.
Yeah. I'm happy to talk about it to the extent that I can because the matter is considered ongoing. So there's certain things I can't talk about. But,
right.
And I wasn't expecting this New York Times story to drop on a Saturday morning, thus screwing up my plans to go kayaking with my son. But here's the bottom line, guys, is that over the last couple of years, like for folks that don't know me, I'm a Democratic strategist. I've been working for Democratic candidates for 20 years, like Adam Schiff and Gretchen Whitmer and Kamala Harris and a whole bunch of others. And I run one of the largest digital fundraising and advertising firms in the space. In the 2024 presidential election during Trod's Trump case, Laura Loomer created a crazy conspiracy theory about my business funneling money to the judge in the Trump fraud case. It has no basis or merit. It's completely ridiculous. She's a joke of a human being. I feel sorry for her more than anything else. But because Donald Trump is obsessed with her, they've long been rumored to have an inappropriate relationship, is what I've been told. I don't actually know if it's true or not. She's been able to get the House Judiciary Committee to open up an investigation into my company in 2024 that we then had to fight very publicly. It's the only reason I became a content creator and a public person in the first place. I was a private person before that. I would long for my privacy again so that this stuff doesn't happen anymore. And then as the New York Times reported this morning, Donald Trump's Department of Justice is also investigating that. And it's crap. It's just an absolute waste of time. It's harassment of a private citizen, several private citizens because of their political beliefs. There's nothing improper or untoward that's happened here. It's just an absolute waste of time. And I think to me, I can get into the details of it if like that's useful to folks. I think the details are kind of boring. There's just not any there. But what I will say is they're abusing the power of the federal government to come after me and my staff. We have faced death threats. Laura Loomer, again, has personally threatened me. I had to have the Chicago Police Department come and protect my house for a few days after she sent me a threat against me and my 7-year-old son, which was disgusting. That was last year that happened. This has just been going on and off for years now, and I'm just trying to do my work and keep my staff and my family safe. And it's really all you could do in the moment. But there's nothing happening at Donald Trump's DOJ that is about keeping you safe. It is literally all about political retribution and keeping Donald Trump out of prison. That's the whole ball game for them. The guy's stealing billions of your dollars in taxpayer dollars. He is, they're not going after terrorists or drug dealers or sex traffickers or anybody in the Epstein class. They're going after Don Lemon, and they're going after Mike Nellis, and they're going after an Olympic canoeist who they're lying and claiming destroyed Donald Trump's Lincoln Memorial pool. It's just really stupid stuff. And I just can't wait until this moment of American politics are done. And we get a Democratic president again that can actually use the DOJ to go after the very serious crimes Donald Trump and his family and his people are committing, because that's what's actually happening.
Well, to that end, Mike, and thank you for that. And I understand when there's a case involved that the details, we can't dig into that too much. So we can stop there on that level of the details. But I want to come back to what you said, which everybody has to pay attention to. I believe it was last week, I asked the question, now that Todd Blanchard, my question of the day, has been confirmed, who will be the next person that the DOJ will go after for Donald Trump as a form of retribution? I honestly, I didn't have you on my bingo card because I picked some other folks. I didn't have you on the bingo card, man. But listen, here we are. And
in full transparency, this has been going on for more than a little while, and I just wasn't able to talk about it publicly.
No, I know.
Again, I still can only talk about like 10% of it. But
I knew that it was.
Can't blame Todd Blanchard for this one.
No, you can't.
As far as I know.
But you can. You can, but you can't. I mean, but to that end, it's the New York Times dropped the article, and there you go. But the deep breath on this is that, as an article was written, Todd Blanchard's out to destroy the DOJ. And that is true. I mean, this was posted by a good friend of mine, Sarah Jones from Politicus USA, and she said very clearly he refused to say that the DOJ would be independent of Trump. That's all we need to hear, y'all, is that the DOJ is that historically. Now, there are some norms that need to be challenged by all of us in terms of how our federal government and our state and local governments are run that are not part of the Constitution or the bylaws of that jurisdiction. There's some things that we all need to look at and go, you know what, maybe that needs to be changed. But the DOJ has, as long as I've been alive, and certainly in your lifetime, their objective for all of us has been to have some objectivity and some separation between quote unquote church and state. That doesn't exist now. The line has not been blurred. Todd Blanchard didn't blur the line. He's actually on the other side of that. And so this is where we all have to be mindful. I ask everybody every day, don't get so unplugged that you forget that they're equipped now to come after individuals who are doing the work of pushing back against this administration.
And they've been proven to be liars about it too. Like they have been found lying to grand juries before and had cases thrown out because of those lies. And like, look, you can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich. So like the fact that they sent me,
they darn near did with the dude. That would have been the guy,
sandwich guy,
that threw the sandwich, right? I mean,
they took sandwich guy to court. The judge had to throw that out.
Sorry, man. Sorry. Go ahead.
Like, I mean, listen, if you're out there, don't throw sandwiches at cops. But
unless you're trying to get them fed.
I mean, yeah, right. Unless you're trying to feed them. I mean, it's so stupid. Just everything about this administration is just the dumbest possible thing that could possibly be happening at any given time. Todd Blanchard appeared at a political rally on Friday, right? For Donald Trump. Like, I mean, could you imagine if Merrick Garland had done that? Yeah. I mean, it would just, the meltdown from the right would be justifiably correct. Like Merrick Garland and no Democratic attorney general should be showing up at political events, but we're through the looking glass now. Like, I don't even know how you repair the damage that's been done here, because what's necessary for the next Democratic administration, and I think at this point, Donald Trump is basically, and who knows what happens in the next 2 years, but like, because Democrats are really good at screwing things up, and maybe Trump will pull off a miracle and the economy will suddenly get better. I doubt it. But like, it seems pretty likely that the next president will be a Democrat, barring some, massive crazy thing happening. And the question is, what type of Democrat are we going to elevate in the party? Are we going to do a technocrat again? Are we going to rebuild the federal government? Like, that was the value proposition of Joe Biden's 2020 presidential election, right? Like, I'm just going to get us back on track. There'll be days when you forget who I am. Like, that was what we wanted. I don't think we can afford to do that again. Like, I think the level of criminality that has been exposed inside Donald Trump's administration, and really in society writ large, necessitates us putting in the meanest, and I can't curse on the show. I
the really meanest MFer out there.
Meanest MFer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Out there. I just know anytime I'm on the radio, there's one person who's hovering over like the little button to like make sure that we don't get you guys fined like $20,000. But like, I want a mean SOB attorney general that's going to go after these people. And I want them to go after the criminals in our own party too. Like Henry Cuellar should probably be in prison right now. Instead, he's going to cruise to re-election because Donald Trump pardoned him. And I think that was grotesquely inappropriate. Yeah. There are lots of Democratic members of Congress that are insider trading right now. The corruption is not one-sided, but one is basically like a hot day in Arizona, and the other one is the service of the sun. That's the difference. It's just so much worse. And we've lost that independence. I don't know how you get it back. I mean, Biden's DOJ prosecuted Joe Biden's own son. They prosecuted Hunter Biden. Could you imagine them even investigating any of the number of crimes we know that Trump's idiot kids are committing?
Well, and that's the thing behind this BBC situation, where I think that at the end of the day, part of why the pushback is taking place there from him is not so much, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but it's a combo platter of him pushing back against the BBC's request.
It's the worst combo platter I've ever had. I would not pay for it.
Well, then maybe I shouldn't use combo platters because combo platters are normally pretty good.
Take me to KFC instead. So.
There's combo platters there too. But no.
Well, yeah, but
yeah.
A combo platter I'd actually like.
I think it's him protecting, in some ways, his kids because he knows what dirt that they've done and what's going to be revealed about them if the BBC's request were to go through and be fulfilled. I mean, I could be wrong there. I'm putting that out there because it's a thought bubble for me. But circling back to your point, I don't think that people realize how seriously off the rails we are when it comes to what not only Trump has done, but what his kids have done. And this thing with Jared's brother and the Lakers, and I mean, I read that the only reason that that's taking place, I just read this over the weekend, is because the guy, Mark, what's his name? There's some tax finagling that's going on, and that the reason that they pressured him to sell the Lakers, because if he didn't, that they were going to step in and expose that he was being investigated, but not that there were actually any real crimes. And once again, Todd Blanche's behind this garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard that. I'm going to look into it now because it sounds serious, but that would not surprise me at all. I mean, one thing that they are definitely trying to do is they want to create a permanent oligarchy in the country, right? That has full control of everything. It has all the resources. It already basically exists. Let's just be honest about that, because so many of these billionaire rich guys are just playing both sides. I mean, how many of them are donating to Democratic and Republican candidates at the same time, which in my opinion necessitates, us really as a party, like deciding who we're about and who we're fighting for, because it's either working class people or it's going to be this wealthy elite class. And I think they've chosen their side in the Republican Party. And given the Epstein stuff and the corruption, I just don't think it's tolerable anymore. You've got to prove to us that you're a good human being. Otherwise we're coming after you. That's just kind of where I'm at on it. Like, I think you lose the benefit of the doubt in this moment. And there is a massive concentration of wealth and power and influence in this country. And we need, back to the MF or attorney general that we need, I want to break up some monopolies. Mm-hmm. I want to just absolutely smash these concentrations of power. And frankly, I'm at a point where I would be seizing assets at this point. I mean, if they're going to manipulate the federal government to steal billions and billions of dollars to build buildings and take jets and acquire the Lakers, apparently, which, by the way, I hate the Lakers, just another reason to hate them. While you're at it, Jared Kushner, if you'd like to buy the Yankees, that would be great too. I can also hate on the Yankees. Just leave the Cubs alone. Ricketts family, don't do it.
But we could go down the path of the Ricketts family and boy,
listen, I can't think about it. I just want to enjoy the season.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's take
a Ricketts family, if you're listening, get some more pictures, please.
Yeah. All right. Hold your powder. We're going to take a quick break, Mike. The number is 773-763-9278. I'm Richard Chu. Keep it locked in. We'll be right back with more of Chu's Views. All right, guys, welcome back to Chu's Views. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. I'm Richard Chu, and we're talking with our good friend Mike Nellis, Democratic strategist, and dude that said, I got my dukes up now. If you're coming after me, then I'm going to be ready for the fight. That's right. Mike and I are shadow boxing, and we're dancing like we're in a John Candy movie, but that would be a late John Candy.
People can't see, I was trying to do Street Fighter. For anybody out there that's just trying to do
but you had your dukes up. That's what matters. We've got folks that are fighting and winning in different elections right now. We've seen so many different things that have taken place in some of the primaries. And my question is a broad question, but I'll try to zero in a little bit. I'm tired of the infighting, quote unquote, so-and-so is not going to be good for the party because of, and then fill in the blanks. The Crowley clip that I played earlier is representative of where we have to be. Democrats who have not won the primary, then and probably the big two or big three Senate elections, have stepped up and said, I'm down with the person that won. Representative Crockett stepped in and said, I'm behind James Tallarico. No questions asked. She didn't wait 3 weeks to do it. She did it the next day. Same thing happened in Michigan with Mallory McMorrow and Haley Stevens. They got right in line and said, listen, we have to win the seat. I don't have to agree with Dr. Syed all the time or on everything. And, Francesca Hong did it in Wisconsin with regard to Crowley. That has got to be the case now. We got 80 days and 82 days? Is it something like that?
82.
For most of these elections, And my message to everybody, yeah, we can say, all right, we didn't get that right, but this is not the time to be, tearing everything up and blowing everything up. If we truly believe, I mean, you and I approach this differently. We agree that the finish line is our goal. We approach it differently, but at some point, you and I have to do like a good football team has to do an offensive line, and that's shoulder up. So that's what I want to hear coming from everybody's mouth right now, is to shoulder the hell up and let's get across the line. And then after we get across the line, then we can sit down together and go, man, I can't stand what you said, but we got to cross the finish line. I mean, it's just,
right.
You know what I mean, Mike? Am I being crazy here?
Yeah, I mean, I've been shouting at anybody who trying to relitigate these fights to lock the F in is basically what I shout at people on the internet, because any Democrat is better than any Republican. Period.
Right now.
And we have exactly, for sure. Well, I think any day,
true.
Any Democrat is better than a Republican. But it's like we've had back-to-back weeks with massive primaries where I think everybody handled themselves correctly, right? Like nobody on the planet probably running for office has more to complain about their treatment than Haley Stevens. Like Haley Stevens, as much as she was not my candidate, Mallory McMorrow too. I mean, Mallory was my candidate. Haley was certainly not my candidate, not my flavor of Democrat, but the way she was treated online by a lot of Abdul supporters was gross. And she could have gone right out and just hit them hard and been, very ungracious in defeat. And instead she came right out and said, I'm endorsing Abdul. I'm going to campaign for him. Like, it's important we beat Mike Rogers. That's the right way to do it. Francesca Hong, in my opinion, kind of blew it down the stretch there. I think that race was hers to lose, and she kind of screwed it up in that final week with that Thanksgiving stuff and the Oppo drop. But, she showed up at the morning unity breakfast. That's what you do. So when you see people online right now that are still arguing about these primaries, are still arguing about the 2016 presidential primary between Bernie and Hillary Clinton, just ignore them. They're trying to sell you stuff. They're trying to just generate money, creator rewards, attention, whatever you want to call it, just by getting you mad about something that doesn't matter anymore. Like Bernie, Hillary 2016 doesn't matter. And by the way, if we're going to get mad at something, I want to talk about what happened to Howard Dean in 2004.
Thank you.
Because I'm still mad about that. And thought that was crap.
I was just saying that this weekend. Yeah, sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. No, go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
I was talking to some folks this weekend about that as it relates to the 50-state strategy. Like I said, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't you been around for a minute? This is not the new. Howard Dean, because he had a moment of physical exhaustion and excitement, got panned as some, crazy lunatic. When in fact, what he was saying then, not just the words, but the content beneath it or below it, whatever, was right on point. And that's where we have to be in the space around coming together. And I think that the strategy, or a version of that strategy, in terms of I'm going to go to the entire district, I'm going to knock on doors in the entire district, not just the part that I think likes me. I'm going to knock on doors in the entire state. I'm going to go all over the state rather than just in the part that's going to give me the most percentage of votes, is working for so many people that are winning. And that's I guess you could say that's a child of what Howard Dean talked about. All parts of the voting block matter.
Yeah, well, and Republicans organize everywhere. Like, they don't really give up on places. Like, they're trying to win and squeeze out everything that they can. We should be doing that too. I'll also just add one thing on all these naysayers out there that are just attacking and fomenting dissent inside the Democratic Party. And the best example of this is a guy named Michael LaRussa, who was Jill Biden's press secretary, and I think has just burned every bridge inside the Democratic Party. Like, a lot of them are just trying to get on Fox News so that they can crap on Democrats. Like, that's what it is. It's like anytime I turn on the TV and there's a clip of some Democrat crapping on the party, it's almost always like Andrew Cuomo's deputy chief of staff, blah, blah, blah. And they always work at a lobbying firm that's associated with Donald Trump, which they do not disclose. So again, there are a lot of people that are playing their own game, and ignore them. Like, part of the reason that, I started going on Fox News and Newsmax and these other places is, one, we needed some Democrats with a little bit of fight to go out there and advocate for our values and belief system in the face of, some really crazy people that lie about us all day long. But because there's way too many Democrats where the only way they get on Fox News is by crapping on other Democrats. Like, John Fetterman's on Fox News 5 times a day instead of doing his job. We need a couple of people that are going to be going into the lion's den like that and take on Republicans and take on their worldview. So that's how I've chosen to approach it. But just know that, when you see people out there complaining about it, it's because they're being paid to complain about it. Like, most Democrats, 99.9% of us are locked in, understand this moment in time, understand what Trump is doing to the economy, to our military. God, the story about the USS Abraham is heartbreaking and really angering what's happening to those sailors. If you're arguing about fractional differences in our healthcare policies, just get over it. I'm sorry. We can fight about that in primaries. I think primaries are good. I think we should argue about that stuff. It's not unimportant, but in the general, get over it.
This is that time. If there's, the phrase of this is the most important election of our lifetime. Okay, yes, this is the most important time that we put down all the garbage and come together. Right. As much as this is the most important election, it's the most important moment for us to say, we got to have a Remember the Titans movie. Since you and I are referencing movies, I said that last week. Go watch that movie.
Hayden Panettiere passed away yesterday.
I know. That's heartbreaking as hell that took place. People don't remember.
Cardiac arrest at 36. Like what happened? I'd like to know what
happened. Man, I'm just going to say this. I thought about cats that are younger than me like you and I thought about guys that work here at the station that are in their 30s. And I'm like, that's heartbreaking to see.
I texted my wife right before we went live after seeing that it was cardiac arrest and going, I'm scheduling an appointment with my cardiologist. Like I was like, that's scary.
It is. So the big message before we get to the end, I want to give Mike some time to talk about something that's going on. Listen, y'all, if you have medical coverage, and let's hope that you do. Please do not take your health without the seriousness because we're all under some subtle stress right now. We all are. I got a text from a listener earlier. He laundry listed it about how bad this administration is hurting him financially, physically, and meaning healthcare, emotionally. Please, y'all, especially men. And now we see she's 36 years old. Please, y'all, go get checked out. Don't think that you can fight the beast because some of the stress that we're dealing with, we aren't showing physical signs of it. If you feel a certain way, please go get checked out. I mean, I'm being a little preachy there, but that's because what this happened is like, damn, she's young enough to be my daughter. And, that's a whole nother conversation.
Even think about what happened to Lindsey Graham. Okay. And like, I didn't care for Lindsey Graham in this world, but like an aortic dissection is a really scary thing, but it is actually treatable if they find it early enough. They can fix it. Yep. But he didn't feel good and he laid down on the couch and died. Like that's what happened. Like you just take that stuff seriously. And I wish again that we lived in a country where people didn't have to make a choice between, an ambulance
pay the rent or
paying their rent. But
yeah,
because I had in the middle of one of my shows last year in the summer, I had like a stroke-like symptom. Now it was a reaction to heat because remember it was really hot last summer.
Yeah.
It was a reaction to the heat and some new meds that I was taking. I just like started slurring my words for about a minute, and I, without hesitation, picked up the phone, called an ambulance, went to the doctor. It would have cost me like $30,000 when I got the bill. Now it only cost me like whatever my copay was. But like, thank God I had that. But imagine if I had to think about it. It's just it's a terrible way to handle.
And by the way, folks that want to get after Democrats all the time, we support making sure that that's a universal thing so we don't have to have that question. Yes. That's what we stand on. That's what we stand on. That's the business we stand on. Mike, you got some new news to announce. I want to give you a second to do that before we wrap up today.
Yeah, well, for folks that want to get involved locally, I'm stepping up into a new role here in the city of Chicago. So each ward has their committeeman that helps run the Democratic Party and facilitates the democracy in the neighborhood. So I'm stepping up to take over that role in my neighborhood, Ward 32 area. So if you live in Ward 32 and you want to get involved, I don't have a website yet, so I don't have anywhere to send you. Find me on social media. I will have a website. I will have a logo, all of that. Alderman Wagaspak is the one who's been doing it for a while. He's stepping over, handing it up to me so we can focus on his duties. And we're having our first event this weekend. So send me a message on any of my social media platforms. I'll send you the invite to it so you can find it. It's going to be great. We're going to build a nice little organization. We're going to focus on mutual aid. Our very first event that we're putting together, we already have like 27 people who have RSVP'd to come to our content studio, which is where I am right now. We're going to make hygiene kits for kids in the neighborhood who are experiencing homelessness heading into the school year. I really wanted our first event to be something giving back and not something like overtly political. So I think we're going to do some really cool stuff. And if anybody wants to get involved, I need bodies. I need precinct captains. I need help. And it's going to be an entirely different thing. I spend so much time on the internet ranting about politics. I'm going to step up and put my money where my mouth is for a little while.
Well, you've done that. This is just another version of that. So kudos to you, my man, for stepping into that space. I support you in that way. And keep your dukes up because, they be coming. So stay strong, as I know you will. Mike Nellis, y'all, thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Be safe. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thanks, Richard. Appreciate you.
Talk to you soon.